Hey, look! It's next time. We're doing historical figures.
Yay!
I don't know who the fuck most of these people are. All right, so we got Jesus here.
Yes.
Okay, we've got Jesus. We've got image broken.
That is Muhammad.
I like it. Well thought out. Brilliant. We have Abraham Lincoln here. Napoleon. Yep. Shakespeare.
Yep.
Washington.
Yep.
This guy.
Jefferson.
That fucking asshole. Okay, the first one is Caesar.
That is Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. And the second one?
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Okay. Okay. Well. Oh, no. Here we go. Add a row below. Add a row below. Okay. Actually, you know what? We can do this later. We'll do this later. Otherwise, it's just going to be too hard to work with the things.
Yeah.
All right. So, I guess Alexander the Great. He's technically a historical figure. Like, he did things and then he died.
Yeah, but he left a decent empire behind when he did.
No, he left 4.
Even better. He left his mark on 4 great countries.
Yeah. He didn't leave an empire. He left 4 small empires. And one of them was just Egypt, which was already an empire.
So he left it like
one
he
of them
found
was
it. He was a
Persia,
great
which was
environmentalist.
also just an empire. I'm not a huge fan of
But he had a
Alexander the
mosaic
Great.
made out of him, which isn't something most of these other people can say.
Well, I don't know. Aristotle probably did. Jesus has countless mosaics made out of him.
Definitely. I said most.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Muhammad definitely didn't.
Nope. So the thing about Muhammad, for those unaware, he is, of course, I was going to say a major figure in the Islamic faith. He is the major figure in the Islamic faith.
Yes.
And it is considered somewhere between impolite and sacrilegious to have an image of him. So there is an image of not an image.
Yes. Yeah, no, that was very tasteful of you. I appreciate it. Alright, well, where do you think Alexander the Great should go? Good old Alex.
Let's start him off in C.
Start him off in C. He is kind of
Not the best,
C-tier.
not the worst.
I mean, he was
Very recognizable.
the first giant empire. Although the Egyptian empire existed before then, but it wasn't that large. So like, he's considered like the first real empire. Oh, actually, I don't know. The Persian Empire existed before him, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think his was bigger though.
Yeah, well, definitely.
At least temporarily.
I mean, Alexander the Great's empire, at the time of his death, was the largest the world had ever seen. But yeah, and then he just died. It's kind of crummy. Speaking of the same time, because this is Aristotle, right?
Yep.
Who tutored Alexander. I mean, he got half the things he did wrong, but it was the basis of modern everything. Like,
yeah, I would say B tier for him.
Okay, like, I mean, he was wrong about most things, but he at least thought about most things.
And the methods he created for thinking about things helped find the places where he was wrong.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. Not so much for the knowledge, for the specific knowledge that he created, but the methods that he created.
All right. I guess let's go through the founding fathers here. We have Napoleon Bonaparte, the short man that wasn't short.
Yes, one of the founding fathers.
Hey, without Napoleon, we wouldn't have a lot of things, like Louisiana.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, the French Revolution, which I guess spawned him, is the reason for our own.
It is, but once you start getting into cause and effect like that, then basically half of the influential figures of the 1700s become founding fathers.
Yeah, true. So another imperial man. His empire was smaller. Pretty sure.
He didn't know how to stay exiled.
No, he didn't know how. He did not. He's unfortunately the reason why fuchsia is called magenta. And for that alone, D tier. No. Just seriously, where would you put him? And then I'll put him in D tier.
I would say C tier, and we'll keep trying to exile him to D tier, but he'll keep creeping back up.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Good old Jorge Washington.
Brilliant general. Kind of a naive idiot when it came to putting a country together.
Yeah, I guess the thing I would say in favor of him is that he stepped down.
Yeah. He was a great man. Politically, he was a little too naive for his own good and also ours.
Yeah. Fortunately, he didn't make the country. He just ran it for the what was it, like 17th and 18th year of its existence, something like that.
Along those lines.
Yeah, nobody actually remembers the articles. Welcome to the eighth president of the United States.
I think so. But yeah, so of course he wasn't responsible for writing a lot of the Constitution, but he did have a lot of sway, if memory serves.
Yeah. Okay.
And there were just a lot of things that the Founding Fathers kind of hoped everyone would keep doing on good faith that just didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a mistake to begin with.
Yeah. That is the major mistake that we're trying to deal with 250 years later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like 5 more years and it'll be the... What do you call that? Quarter millennial? Because we had the bicentennial 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Would this be the quarter millennial? Whatever. Well, I mean, he's...
The bi-semi-centennial.
Bi-semi-centennial. Thank you. Or the semi-semi-centennial? Here in America, the US of A, he is touted as one of the greatest leaders of our time and put up on a giant pedestal, but I don't know that he deserves B.
I would say he deserves B, because as a president, and especially the legacy he left behind, he was a good guy, mediocre leader, but he was still a good general and contributed significantly to the Revolutionary War.
Yeah,
so I would say solid B.
Pro-vax.
Yep.
Pro-vaccination. Hey everyone, go out and get vaccinated, please.
The Founding Fathers would never have tolerated all this stuff, except for that one time that Washington quarantined all of Boston.
Yeah. Yeah, and the one time he forcibly vaccinated his entire army. I guess he inoculated them, but functionally it's the same.
Yeah.
Alright, now the man who wrote the Constitution, right? Isn't that... Did I get that right? Or did he write the Declaration?
I think he did some of each.
Okay, cool. The guy with the good hand, he's good at writing.
He was the wordsmith.
Yeah. The guy with the thesaurus.
Yeah, basically.
And then later a president. I don't remember. How did his presidential career go?
I don't remember the specifics.
Okay. Well, that's not a bad thing. It could definitely be worse.
Yep, I'm looking some of this up now.
I mean,
so he was the guy who bought Louisiana.
Yeah. It was a good deal.
Yeah, just a little bit. Looks like he was one of the people who... He was one of the ones who started popularizing the idea of Indian assimilation.
Ah, yes. Wonderful.
Yeah, not so great there. I mean, he outlawed importing slaves, although he didn't outlaw their ownership.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had slaves, and so did Washington.
Yeah.
And people like to talk about how Washington didn't like slavery and intended to sell all his slaves, but it's he had him, and he was real bad about getting rid of him. So if you look at any of the founding fathers in today's light, they're all shitty, all of them. But you know, there's levels of shittiness.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Thomas here isn't even the worst Jefferson we could talk about.
No. Although, to be fair, that other guy had Jefferson as his first name.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware of him and his last name. Where would you put old Tommy boy here?
I'd put him in C above Alexander.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I'll agree with that. I'm pretty much good with putting anything above Alexander. Like, all right. Good old Abe Lincoln. The man who freed the slaves and ended slavery as the 13th country to do so.
Yeah.
And then only freed them technically in the South.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
He only freed them in a country that wasn't currently part of his own.
Yeah. And say what, like, the South was wrong.
Yeah.
The
There
South
is no
was
question
definitely
about that.
wrong. I don't
A lot
wholly
of people
condone...
like to say that this...
Go
A
ahead.
lot of people like to say, in retrospect, the war was about states' rights and it had nothing to do with slavery.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor and look at the actual articles of secession that these states wrote. Just about every single one of them talked prominently about slavery as a reason why they were seceding.
I actually went back recently and read all of those, and if I remember correctly, literally every single one of the first group of seceding states spoke at length about how slavery was the reason why they were seceding. And then for the remaining ones, about half of them again still mention it, even though it was like 2 months later and Sumter had been attacked. It's still like it was not about states' rights. I think that states' rights might have been impinged upon. It's a very tough legal understanding to come to a, like, it's very confusing because it's talking about like the articles, which were they supplanted or were they continued, or like
yeah. Here's how tough that was. That other Jefferson you were talking about, whose last name we shall not mention.
Yes.
You know why it was that he was never tried for treason?
Yeah, because no attorney could. Like he had.
No, there were attorneys who could, but the U.S. Supreme Court officially advised U.S. Congress that they could not guarantee that this guy didn't have solid constitutional ground for what he had done. And paraphrasing what they said, they were worried that what had been won on the battlefield would be lost in court.
Yeah.
So the official position of the U.S. government became, we won the war, suck it. And then gave amnesty to just about everyone.
Yeah, he was put under house arrest for a time and then released, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Again, like, shitty people, shitty war, shitty reasons, all of it bad. But,
This is getting way off into the weeds, but
you
know the flag that everyone likes to refer to as the Confederate flag?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, the battle flag of Virginia.
Yeah, because it was the battle flag of like not even the army. It was a battle flag of a particular battle group within
it was
an army.
It was Lee's flag, basically.
Yeah.
So people like to refer to that as the Confederate flag. It's not. It was just a very recognizable flag that was used on the battlefield by a very prominent general. In fact, at one point, they tried to make it the Confederate flag, officially, and they didn't. And the reason for that was that it wasn't racist enough. So what they did was they took that flag and put it in the upper left corner of an otherwise white field that was designed to represent the power of the white man. The power of the white man, but they couldn't use that in battle because it was... people kept confusing it for a truce flag.
Truce flag, yeah. Which they should have. Should have given up.
Yeah.
When you're fighting for a bad cause, you should just give up.
Yeah.
Where do we put him? Like, we're way off track now.
We are.
I mean, like, what? Really? Here's my argument for not A. He's an American. We're talking about historical figures here. I know America's big in history. America isn't all of history. And, like, we've talked about the things that he's done. Most of the things that he's done were either sketch or half-assed.
Yeah, that is fair. The flip side of that is that the things that he did, he took a lot of intestinal fortitude to commit to.
True.
I'll agree that as someone who drove contemporary world history at his own time, didn't do a whole lot for the world in general, but he did become symbolic in the years after his death.
Yeah. You still say A?
I'd say bottom of A.
Okay. All right. Moving off of politics to Shakespeare. So, Bill, he did a whole lot for the English language.
Mm-hmm. Invented a whole bunch of fun words.
Yeah. He made a lot of good plays.
Mm-hmm. And only half of them were made of poop jokes.
Only half. Where would you put Mr. Shakespeare? Because he's not like he's a weird fit for this. Because yes, he did a whole lot for the English language, which now is a you know, it's the world trade language.
Yeah.
But I don't know that eyeball is very particularly used in world trade.
So I would say put the Willy in D above Napoleon.
Okay, I'm good with above Napoleon in general as well, similar to above Alexander.
Yeah, because you're right, he did have a huge impact on the English language, and the English language has had a huge impact on the world in general, but him specifically, eh.
Yeah. Alright, so the problem here is that we've gotten to the point where we talk about religion.
Yeah.
And man, talking about religion on the internet, this will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And cut! There's the video. No.
Thanks for coming, everyone!
No, Man, this is tough. I
will be completely honest, most of what I know about Muhammad has come from conflicting reports on what he's actually said about how the religion should interact with the rest of the world.
Okay.
I don't know a whole lot about him as a person.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've done a limited study. I mean, obviously, he was covered in college history classes. I mean, honestly, he's has brought about an incredibly powerful sector of humanity. I mean, if we just look at less of his contemporary actions and more of the modern repercussions of them. I mean, the Middle East is a powerhouse. I mean, the Muslim faith has gone across the world to every place on the planet. I mean, Indonesia is a powerhouse of the Muslim faith.
Yeah, so as far as his personal impact on history, I would say that would put him in A.
Yeah, I was gonna agree with that, because, like, especially when you consider that, like, at the time, I mean, like, this was probably, like, immediately following his passing. He, like, they became a wealth of knowledge. I mean, the reason why Europe has knowledge now is because of the Middle East and North Africa, because they picked up where Aristotle stopped and then looked at the things he had said and gone.
They basically rebooted European science after the Black Death, if I remember correctly. Or do I have that timeline mixed up?
Muhammad, answering to a chat member who it's asking about. So yeah, probably, and I'd say above Lincoln.
Yeah, no, above Lincoln.
And then here is the problem. Because we have Jesus. Now, Jesus has practically the same influence on humanity, if like generically speaking, the same influence. We'll say with that. Because Christianity has also spread to every single place on the planet. Now, I will say that Islam's a little bit smarter, and they're not trying to get Islam to that one island full of cannibals where it's illegal to go there, because if you do, you will immediately be cooked and killed. Killed and cooked. Or the other order if you're unlucky. Whereas multiple missionaries a decade end up as dinner.
Yeah.
But, you know, huge work for for science and the arts, and just the same as Islam does.
Honestly, I would say Christianity has had a greater net impact on history, if only because it's got a few centuries on Islam. But within a few centuries, that might change.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I am putting Jesus, of course, in A, because we've talked about that, but slightly above because I know anything about his personal viewpoints. And that is a personal failure on my own side, that I don't know Muhammad's personal viewpoints. But I do know that Jesus' viewpoints, separate from Christianity's, were pretty dang good.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was the one, I should have known better as the one who created this list to be populated in the first place. If I was the one filling this out, I would be tempted to leave Muhammad unranked entirely, not because he doesn't deserve to be on this list, but because I don't know enough about him to properly put him where he belongs.
Yeah. I mean, if we go based off of historical impact, obviously A tier, or even, like, the two of them might go in S tier, perhaps. I don't know. But, like, I do know the written statements.
Just for the sake of the comment
Jesus.
section, we should probably keep religion out of the S tier.
Yeah. I agree. Alright. That's the tier list. Down here we had Nope.
Yep.
I
That one
understand
didn't
that.
take any discussion.
Yeah, no. Probably, it's weird. It's weird because if we're talking about the three most historical, impactful figures on this list, it's Jesus, Muhammad, and Hitler. Because Hitler, in modern history, is the most impactful single person to exist.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, in the last 100 years, last 200 years, last 500 years, like, going back, he's still the most historical impactful. All bad.
Yeah.
All bad, but still. But yeah, no, he goes down in nope tier for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. And I really hope that doesn't turn political either.
I hate that you had to say that.
Yeah.
I hate that you had to say that. Alright, well, that was historical figures. Don't come after us, please.